Hopshuni. I'm from Business Studies. Okay.
My name is Chang Yong-Lee.
My name is Tan Kim-Chu from Economics Studies.
Then my name is Hong Wei-Yi, is also from Business Studies. So we are going to start our presentations. First question.
The first point I think is lack of communication, because on the case study that during the interview, even though the supervisor said that will train you, but during the first day he lacked of communication with Taylor, so that means he unable to become a trainer for the other staff. And after this issue, he realized it, but he did not straight away communicate with the supervisor that the interview week. So that is the first point. And the second point is did not have the experience and knowledge. Larry is a high school kid during the summer, so he's looking for summer job. So he didn't prepare to into the working industry, and he also did not have the knowledge how to serve the customer and so on. So this is the second point. And third point is afraid to ask any question, because Taylor was asking Larry to become a trainer, and he afraid to speak out his voice, say that he don't have experience and he are not qualified to train another employee. So this is the third point. The fourth point is careless. During this from the second paragraph, he unable to communicate with other staff in the kitchen, so lead to in a mess in the kitchen line. So for the second, I pass to
For the questions, we started about when we selecting the employees to do training, what is the seniority factor that we have? We have to choose on our decisions. So the first one is the knowledge. The knowledge is included the education knowledge, which means the what we have learned in our college, in our school, and the knowledge about the technique and for the skill, and also the skill. So the second requirement is for the factor to seniority factor is the experience. If you want to be a trainer, right? So the experience is the must also to change the new staff or new employee to be smart. So in this, the experience also can help the trainer to solve the unexpected situations for what the newbies, the new staff that had to do, which means, for example, Raleigh had do some mistake in the kitchen, then how the trainer, which means the tailor school, will solve it and make it better. The third one is the positive attitude. So in this point is, if the trainer has the positive attitude, right, so he can motivate and encourage the staff that he going to bring in the train, so can be more the staff that he bring in will be more excited or more confident to what he do, so can motivate it and the working environment will be better. So next I will pass to
Good afternoon, everyone. So the third question is, asking if an employee is good at their job, does that automatically make them a good trainer and why? So in my viewpoint, I think that if the employee is good at their job, it doesn't mean that he will be a good trainer. So the first reason is because the different knowledge and experience required. Like maybe the employee is doing an HR job, maybe he is like he very know the job. Does not mean that he can be a trainer then, because to be a trainer you need different knowledge and experience. Like not how to say that, like if you don't have the knowledge then you can't be the trainer. Second reason is because the characteristic. So the characteristic here I mean that is that maybe it's introvert or extrovert. Like maybe he's introvert, he just focus on his work, he don't want to talk to anybody. So in that point, he can't be a good trainer. So I'll pass to the next person.
Next, I will talk about the question D, which is about the comes up with 5 top character traits you would look for in a qualified trainer. So the first character, if I will look for the experience, because without the experience to train the employees, actually you cannot persuade the employees to trust you or more confidence on you. Second is attitude. If you have a negative attitude towards your trainer or your employees, actually will bring a negative impact, which means will influence the working environment. They will not get any motivated or get confidence from that. Third is knowledge. Knowledge also very important. If you only got the experience, you don't have the knowledge on how to train your employee, you cannot bring or cannot deliver the message you want for the employees or the trainer you want. Third is qualifications. Actually is same to the knowledge. If you don't have a qualification about how to train an employee or trainer, actually you cannot persuade people to trust you. Third is communication. If you cannot communication well with your trainer or employees, actually you cannot deliver the message or deliver the knowledge you want. If you can communicate well, actually you can bring them more confidence. At the same time, you can help them to solve any problems or explain to them. So, we'll pass to the next question.
The clicker not working, is it?
I'm not sure. You press and see. Can.
Okay.
Okay, now we continue to the question C. Question C is about the EE.
Yes, question E, yes.
Yes. When organize a news and race training event, what factor we should consider about the scheduling of the shift? So the first one is the time management, of course. So for this is we should train our new staff, the people that we need to train in the right time. So which means not in the peak period, in peak hour. So we will not crush to our business, so our profit will not affect. And next is experience. Experience worker is we will choose to put the experience worker in the dinner time, which means the peak hour. So
we will manage that senior worker during the nights, during the peak hour to avoid some max accident. So then for the junior staff, we arrange at morning or afternoon that are not really peak. So that is the point why we explain this experience worker.
the next question is
for the question F, first one I think is teamwork. Because without teamwork, everything cannot be done. And so each of your staff need to cooperate together and need to communicate well as well as point number 2. So without communication, maybe I have misunderstanding, or if
if you didn't communicate well, actually we will bring some misunderstanding between the trainer and the trainee. And then because of that, the trainee didn't know what you want to tell, and the trainer also don't know how to deliver the message or the message to the trainee. That's why will become the misunderstanding, like what Larry and Taylor does.
So the third lesson that we learn is to voice out. So if you have any problem or any queries, you need to voice out. You need to ask people. You cannot like just sit down quiet and pretending like does not happen anything. And also the last one is need to adhere to SOP, which is standard of procedure. So like because in this case study, they mentioned that their kitchen is like very messy, people running and eating. So this shows that it does not have a standard of procedure. So when you do a thing, you need to have SOP so that everything can be organized and you can come out with better results. So that's all for our presentation. Thank you.
Any questions?
Who was selected leader in the group?
We have no reader.
have leaders.
Yeah, we are.
So how did you write up the task?
We discuss.
Yes.
Okay.
So we are from like
ABCD.
we read the question, we read the case study all together, and then we ask each other opinions whether you want to do question what and question what.
If the person is done the questions that he chooses, then go for another one and discuss. So we know for the discussions.
Did you have a chance to talk about each question and answer and agree, or you're just the person who take that question only you?
We will ask for opinion and discuss and
We will ask you.
If any question you don't understand, we will voice out and ask each other. And also before presenting, we will like everyone look through the slide.
Anybody here has a fear of public speaking?
You did candidate number 12. Sorry, what's your name?
I'm Chu.
Kim Chu.
Yeah.
Even though you have a fear of public speaking, you did well in the ability to project yourself in spite of fear.
I'd like to ask during discussions, you all are discussing, you all were discussing the questions one by one, A to F, or you will just follow whoever complete the tasks?
Yeah. After we done and we ask the opinion whether this is right or wrong, so if I feel I'm not confident in the answer, so we discuss together.
yeah, we find for the more suitable answer to
But not following the sequence.
Yes.
Yeah, we
just
jump.
random.
We jump.
Yeah.
What was the most challenging part of this whole exercise?
Is 3 of us is business student and 1 of us is the accounting student. So some of 3 of us is more go for the theory part. So we can but some we should explain some different opinion from accounting students. So this is our one of our challenge. So because our syllabus and our that is more different.
And how do you all overcome that?
Try to communicate with each other. We explain what we know and she explain what she knows, so
Yeah,
that
so we can
from
adjust
that
the
we
idea.
find the balance and we understanding each other.
Yes.
I feel that other challenges is like we don't have enough time.
Yeah. So we only have
Yeah,
We have to be rushing everything.
Yeah. And that's part of it, right? The experience.
Yeah.
It's a pressure, right? In your head, right? Yeah.
So all of you feel that you had a chance to
Yeah.
give your opinion, contribute to the discussion.
Yes.
And we try to help each other. Let's help what we can.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's all.
Okay, so
Thanks.
Mr. Ian, Eugene, and Ms. These are our group member, and Techuan, Huimin, Hui Chi, and Suki. So now I'd like to pass the floor to Hui Chi. Huimin to talk about the A part.
So the first part is that mention say the things went wrong on when we first day. So I should say about the two characters. One is the supervisor and the Tyler, which is who trained the Larry, the new employee. So why the supervisor say the make the wrong decision? So in the first paragraph they say that the explain that it wasn't necessary because they were training. So the Tyler who trained the Larry, he could not give the maybe more detailed instruction in the kitchen to train. So they say the wash and stand up on my way, like that. So these two decisions is like the home management, the mismanagement, because the supervisor give the wrong decision, like he cannot explain that how to give the training to the Larry. And the supervisor just say that like watch and stand on my way. They didn't mention the instruction in the training program. Now I will pass to the next person to present communicate.
So the second question is, does the seniority factor affect my decision on choosing the employee for the training program? So on my opinion, yes, I just consider the seniority factor. Why? Because on my opinion, right, a senior person should have well experience about the company or the specific field. So in this case, is the kitchens, the tailor is the experienced employee, but he's not an experienced trainer. So when the management suddenly appoint him to train the new employee, he did not have any preparation. So he may misleading the new employee. So because the case happened, the Larry, the new employee, does not learn from the senior employee. So it make the first day of the Larry is worse on the kitchen. So the second point I would like to emphasize is the seniority factor of the senior is understanding the standard order procedure of the company, which means every position in the company have their own SOP, right? So in this case, the kitchens have their own SOP too. So which means, if I'm the manager, I would like to appoint someone who understand well about the standard order procedure of the field, which means the kitchens. I will assign, not only depends on their talented experience or very good employees, I would think about their attitude and their understanding of their specific field. So which means I will consider their understanding on what should they do and how should they teach the new employee to use to it on the new environment as soon as possible. So that's my point, and I would like to Michi.
So for the next question, the question is asking if an employee is good at their job, does that automatically make them a good trainer and why? For our question is not necessary. First of all, it is because not everyone has the passion or the willingness to be the leader. For example, in this case study, it says that Taylor wasn't especially thrilled with the idea of having to train a new guy on the business night of the week.
So in this case, even though Taylor is a senior staff, but he's not willing to be a leader. So it could affect that whether his leadership skill is good or not. So moving on to the next point, passion is actually really important as a trainer in a specific program. In this case, we can see from the case that Taylor is not really passionate about how to teach the new staff, how to train the staff well. So in our opinion, we think that passion are very important to be a leader. Yeah. So next, I'll pass the floor to the next speaker. Oh yeah, sorry. Okay, for the questioning 5 top characteristics of qualified trainer. So first of all, if you want to be a trainer, you have to be knowledgeable, right? Agree, right? Okay, good. So I don't have to explain so much because if you have adequate knowledge to teach a new staff, then the staff won't misunderstand about the process. They won't confuse about the process as well. So moving on, as a trainer, he must generous to share his knowledge and his experience to the new staff. So if he's not generous and keep everything to himself, then the staff won't learn everything. Then what is the point? He came to the company, right? So moving on to the attitude. As we all know, positive attitude is very important in an organization. It can determine your success or your failure as well. So as a trainer, if you have a positive attitude, then the staff will have a positive attitude as well, because the positive energy will influence around their surrounding. So next, passion again, I mentioned earlier. If the staff is not very experienced in a specific industry, right, then a trainer, his passion is very important because when the staff keep asking the same question or keep making the same mistake, and what if the trainer is not really patient enough, then the environment will be worse and the relationship will be worse as well. And come to the last point, empathy. So as a trainer, we think that not only trainer, also leader, and everyone should have empathy towards the other people, so that when the new staff they came to the company, they face some tough time, and as a trainer, at the same time you look like you will be like a leader to them. So if you have a sympathy to them, they'll feel like they come to the right company, they lead by the right person. So they will show their loyalty, they will commit to the company more. That's all for the 5 top characteristics. Next, I'll pass the floor to the speaker. Thank you.
So the next point, there will be 3 points as you can see. First one is the timing, second is the environment, and the third one is the workers. So what to do with the timing? So when you're scheduling when you want to train new employees, first you need to choose the correct time. For example, when you're doing something like you're multitasking and there's another new task for you to like teaching a new employee, you can't multitask same time and then you teach another new employee. So you need to choose the correct timing to teach them. Second will be the environment. In this case study, the training was held during busy time, so they should choose the environment when there are less employees, because when there's a lot of employees, you'll be very difficult to teach because you'll be very noisy, and everyone will be very busy as well. It's actually all related. So that's why you need to choose when there's less employees so that they can focus on what you're teaching, they can listen properly. The third will be the workers, which is the trainer. You need to choose the senior who are willing to teach. For like in this case, this senior is not really willing to teach the new employee. So it's like he's abandoning him to like stand there and watch. He didn't like really teach him the proper way
about his responsibility, his duties in the kitchen. Okay, so that's for the question E. For the next one, the lesson that we learned from this case study will be 4. The first one is decision-making process. As you can see in this case, the supervisor who hired the senior who trained him was doing was multitasking because, as you can see in the case, it was call order, timing out bills, and cooking at the same time. So he should segregate the duties, means one person doing one job at one time, so they can be more focused. There won't be much of the error or mistakes done. Second is the mismanagement, which is the selection process. The supervisor who hired this Larry should make sure that Larry undergoes a proper selection process. Like for example, here he says that he's not necessary to be experienced because they will train him. But in most of the cases in real world, it doesn't work that way. So he needs to undergo a selection process to choose a proper workers. Third will be adaptable. He must be able to adapt to any situation regardless of how new or how busy is the place. Like for example, even though he's new in this place, he needs to adapt himself. When he saw something, like the chef did something, then he should automatically know that he needs to go and help the chef get something, and he needs to be aware of his surrounding. He should not put other workers into trouble. The last point will be not everyone can be a leader.
Okay. In this case, right, yes, everyone can be a good employee, but not everyone can be a good leader, because if you appoint someone to be a leader, maybe he's not happy about it. Like, he's fine with where he is right now, and he don't want to come to the higher level to teach others. So, yes, we know the leader is not born, right? Yeah. But if you want to be a leader, you have some kind of characteristic, as I mentioned before. So, in this case, the character is Taylor, and he's not happy to be a leader, even though he's a good employee and he's a senior staff in the company. So basically, this is all our presentation. Thank you. Any comments or questions?
Number 6 is T. How many people spoke? Only a little, whereas the others spoke more.
It's kind of like sequence without trying to arrange. It's more smooth, although I just forgot what the sequence are. The reason why we arrange in this sequence is because I'm doing the question B, so I took question C. For example, she's taking the question E, so moving on, she would like to take the next question.
How did you divide up the questions?
Since she's doing the presentation slide, the PowerPoint slide, and the number 8. Then the question D and F is for our group discussion, and we brainstorming our points and explain the point to everyone and see who willing to talk in front, who willing to present the point.
It naturally came to this, or is it somebody said, let's do this?
We have our first, discuss our first point is everyone is for one question, and she is for presentation slide. And the number D and F is our group discussion, where we brainstorming point and gather the point, explain to everyone, and see who willing to present in front.
No question?
I have one question. What do you think about the dynamics during the group discussion? Okay, maybe I rephrase my question. During the group discussion, what was the level of energy you feel during the group discussion?
I would say calm.
Calm.
Yeah.
Very, very calm.
Peace. Yeah. Everyone doing their job. Well done. Yeah.
Okay, so I get a sense that each of you were working on individual pieces. But what about as a team? How do you think you all did as a team?
During the brainstorming time, the different question D and F, we brainstorming our own ideas and we gathered ideas and shared with the others.
But just two questions. How about the other
The
questions?
other question we discuss among our team members and come up with our own point. Then we need to enter to the presentation.
Can I say something? Well, this is our first time to be to assign in the same group, and I'm kind of happy about our teamwork. Work quite well and quite smooth beyond my expectation. Yeah. So yeah, it's good like that.
Which courses do you all come from?
Two is from accounting. We both is.
Oh, the both of you from accounting and finance and both of you from business.
Business, yeah.
So 2 accounts and 2 finance.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Any more questions or comments?
Here is our team member. Me is Chu. This my team member. He is Li Shi Hong. She is Eng Xiaoling. He is Loy Wen Hong, and so he is Liu Guo Wai. So now we are going to start the presentation. So the first question is, Larry first day has went wrong because he has call orders. His senior had asked him to call orders, time out bills, and also cook at the same time. So, in other words, he does not have the lack of communications. His senior has lack of communication skill and also lack of organize their employees, which is Larry, so that he has went wrong and he cannot to do his work because he has no time to work. So now I pass to the next presenter.
So the seniority factors should be considered when selecting an employee to do a training for a junior. The first one will be experience in teaching. If the senior which the tailor don't have any experience in teaching, it will be like delivering the wrong information or have the wrong procedure in teaching, and then it will mess up the procedure. And then the second one will be attitude. If tailor attitude in teaching, he don't like the junior, and then he will be like ignore the junior, and then he doesn't care about the Larry. He doesn't care about learning capability of the tailor, and also he will just like get angry easily, and then didn't focus much on him. And then the third one will be the management skill and also the leadership. If there is no any leadership in tailor, it will like tailor won't take any initiative to teach Larry, and then so Larry will be just standing there and then just do nothing. So now I would like to pass to Xiaoling to talk about. Thank you.
Next time, employee which good at their job
it doesn't mean that they are a good trainer. So first, my point is does not have skill. So as an employee who got many experience and skill, but although they have experience and they got knowledge on the things that they are expert about, but without a proper way for delivering their message and also informations, it is not effective for the employees to getting the informations. Second will be lack of communication skills. So communication skill is actually an interpersonal skill. So not everyone is having this skill. It may come from nature. So the person who doesn't have communication skill or lack of, they may lack of ways to communicate and also deliver their informations to people who want to know about the things. That will be no management experience. If the employee is got experience and also got knowledge on for something, but person who doesn't have management experience, they do not know how to manage their peoples. For example, when there is an argument or quarrel between the employees, they do not have idea how to manage the people. And the fourth one will be the natural characteristics. So we always mention about leader may be born or may be made. So this is also one of the points that a good employee doesn't good at as a good trainer in working places. Now I would like to pass to the next person.
So I will discuss about the 5 top characteristics that as a trainer must have. So this is the 5 answers that I discussed with my group. First is the patience. If the trainer has no patience, so the trainer may not have this motivations or this kind of attitude to teach the employees. Because if the trainer don't have this kind of patience, so they will simply just teaching nothing to the employee, or just simply teach or anything that don't pass the skill to the employee, fully pass the skill to the employee. And next is hardworking. Why I say that a trainer must have a hardworking? Because they're showing to the employee. This kind of attitude is showing to the employee. If the trainer is very lazy attitude or do nothing, so the same thing, the employee will follow the attitude. So this is the culture. The culture from top and the media. So this is have a relationship one. So if the trainer has hardworking, then at the same thing, employee also hardworking with the trainer. And knowledge also can say same with the experience, full experience. If the trainer don't have this kind of knowledge or full experience, so means that the trainer not know nothing, so they are unable to teach the skill to the next generations. Okay. Next is the communication skill. Why I say the communication skills? Because this is between the employee and trainer, like the way of communications to pass the information, correct information to each other. If the communication skill don't have the correct way of communication skills, the one thing is have a misunderstanding between the trainer and employee, and also will lead to conflicts with each other. And next is the leader skills and management skills. If the trainer they don't have the leader skill or management skill, one of the result is they cannot lead their employee work together. So leader skill is very important as a trainer, as a leader. So I would like to pass to the next speaker.
Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, on the question E, we'll touch on the factors we should actually consider when scheduling the shifts.
So the first aspect will be the lack on Larry's learning capability. Like Larry is a high school student. He may not have very good experience from working experience. We should look on the learning capabilities on them. What we should actually do is by screening that is Larry really suitable for this job. If it's not, then we should actually reselect a different person. Or again, next factors will be the personal timetable. Larry may have outside activities that Larry should commit. Larry have to commit, and also by that, Larry does not want to actually spoke out their problems to the Tyler. Tyler is the trainer, and this is one aspect that we should actually consider. And the third aspect would be the no training during peak hours. Okay, on this aspect, we should actually look on if Tyler really actually considering Larry's as a part-time staff, we should actually look on the training session, not on the peak hours, peak seasons, like during weekends. We should not actually do the trainings during weekends, but doing the trainings during the free hours. And also the next part will be the F question, would be the key takeaways. Okay. There is 4 key takeaways that our group have actually learned from this case study. The first one will be the time management. Why time management? Because we have actually given a very short period of time to make this case study, and also by summarizing what are the questions and what are the answers, and also the problem solving skills. And the second point will be the conceptualize of the structure. By giving a structure like I've given earlier, A for Sharon, B for who, and who. And so by that we can actually manage the time well from that. We can actually expect the result from that. And so the third point will be the teamwork skills. By communicating the teamwork, by knowing their problems, like let's say when just now I have actually an issue of answering the question, we have actually looked on their perspective, their point of view, what are actually their thoughts. Every thoughts are different. And also the fourth aspect will be the communication skills. As we communication earlier, although it's quite soft, but also we managed to communicate the points that they actually are keen to solve the problems that are being evolved from the questions. And this is our end of presentation. And before we end our presentation, I will end with an idiom. Too much cook will spoil the soup. Meaning to say, by giving Larry too much job will actually spoil everything. By like let's say the case study I've given, that the Larry have given the 3 jobs, the indoor, the outdoor, and also the pay bills. So this is a very unstructured structure that we should not look on in any company. And that's all. Thank you. Thank you.
So we remain on the stage. We have some questions to ask. How do you split your duties now?
We split our duties by their capability of answering it. Let's say Sharon have most confidence on question A, so we have actually segregated the job based on their what they actually can solve their problem. What are their capability of solving it? So this is how we segregate the duties.
How should the women be busy answering questions?
sorry.
How to know that, although on their capability in answering the questions is
Actually, also based on our interest on the questions. If let's say we are interested on the questions, we'll be like looking more and read more about for the questions, for the certain questions. Yeah.
So can I say that your volunteering for certain means volunteer to answer on that questions?
Yes,
Then
but
we just
yeah, in addition, we actually discuss before we actually segregate the job. By discussing that, Sharon is very confident in answering A. Okay, I will segregate the tasks to complete the question A. This is how we structure.
Who's the leader?
Yeah, we actually work together. There is no leaders.
Why did you all choose the approach of one person to one question?
Because as mentioned earlier, we have actually have most confidence on question that they have actually selected. So by that, we can actually allowing them to actually socialize with you all and also communicate with the audience as well.
But was there a strategic reason behind why one person to one question? I mean, I understand your answer, but the reason behind the question is I want to understand the thought behind why one person to one question.
Okay.
Because we want to be like more focused.
Yeah,
on
more
the area.
focused on
Yeah.
Okay.
So everyone got paid effort.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's what I want to hear. Yeah, okay.
And what do you think about teamwork, this exercise?
Yeah, it's good. So we actually will more interact with each other, and then so we were like when our team make a problem, right? And so we also will offer our help for them.
Normally, things communication skill. Because as a team, we need to communicate with each other. That's like the process is we will ask the problem to each other, the opinion from each other. So we can know all the option or opinions. I think
we consider every person opinions and their reviews on our answer.
And for Hishu, why did you change the background for the slide?
Because I feel like not interesting.
You actually lose your interest on your feedbacks.
Okay. One last question from me. Have you all worked together before?
No, we have actually not met Lee Chi-hong before. Lee Chi-hong is different course. We have actually met, but we do not know really well of each other.
What about the rest of you in business management?
Yeah, the rest of us.
Have you all worked on projects before?
Some of it.
I'm accounting.
This one's in accounting. And we are business management. Any question, Mr. Evan? How's your trip? Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.